Hello family, how you doing? For the newbies, my name is Jailo Chanji. A few years ago, I took that bold step of fully relocating to the village and I've never regretted it. I have been slowly building my forever home and the plastering work has been going on. I can say I am 95% done with plastering the ground floor. The two guest rooms on the ground floor have now been fully plastered, and the only place that is left is the kitchen, which still has some plumbing and electrical work to be done. So next we will be moving to the top floor. But we can't do that just yet because I have been housing my chickens in one of the bathrooms on the top floor. And working with them here is going to stress them out. So today we are going to start constructing a chicken coop to relocate the chicken before we get plastering the top floor. My flock is multiplying fast, so I'm gonna need a good size of a chicken coop. My home sits on a 1 acre piece of land. I get this question a lot of times. And I've also got plenty of space in the backyard. So I have chosen a location just at the entrance of my garden. This is where we will have the chicken coop. So we have to first clear all the grass here so that it is easy to work. I keep chicken basically for my meat and eggs, not for sale. So I don't want something very big. What I need is a structure that can house a maximum of 50 chickens at a time. And they are free range chickens, so most of the time they will be out in the yard enjoying the grass. So we have agreed on a 2.5 by 4 meters. And for the design, I borrowed one on Pinterest and I hope it's gonna look great here. So we are first just taking the measurements to get a rough idea of what we are looking for, and we are placing the pegs just to mark the measurements that we have taken, and using a square we are then going to come back and get the right corners of the structure. The eyes can be deceiving. They will not give you the accurate corners unless you use a square. So that's what he is currently doing. And what the square gives us is what we are going to work with. So we are going to make those little adjustments until we have the corners right. And now that we've got all the corners right, We're going to start digging out soil from all the four sides of the structure to be. Remember, we are working on swampy land, so the foundation is very important here. We are going to do concrete on the foundation, but the walls we will do a wooden wall. And for the foundation, we are going to have it raised off the ground because we don't want water seeping into the chicken coop. I've had this sand and gravel here for a very long time. If you've been watching my videos, I know you've seen them for years. They were rejected by the contractor during the time we were building the main house, and I'm so glad I finally get to use them. We are going to mix sand, gravel, cement, and water, and that's what we will be using for the foundation. And on top of the concrete, we are going to build a brick wall, just 2 courses to raise it off the ground. It is definitely not easy setting up a homestead, and even just planning it out, knowing where to put what structure. It is not the first time I'm constructing a chicken coop. I did the first one, but I did not consider the side from which rain approaches my area. That is something very important when constructing a chicken coop. You have to know where the rains come from, so it doesn't directly face the front of the chicken coop. So that's the mistake I made, and I had to bring it down. Every day is a learning day, and now that I know, I am confidently putting up a permanent chicken coop, knowing I've put into consideration all the things that I have learned. My farmhand has been very busy helping the fundis with everything that they need. We cut this grass a few days ago, and with all the rains we are receiving currently, it's gonna rot here and smell so bad. So I'm gonna help out and just collect all the grass. I'm not really in the mood for work today, but at least I can collect the grass. All the wheelbarrows are being used in the building, so I will just collect them at one spot, and then later he can take them to where we do our composting. The problem with leaving grass like this on the ground is it acts as mulch, and you know mulch stops growth of weeds. So this is not a weed, this is grass that I had planted, and it's turning yellow, so it's killing my grass.
Inya gima tiene tin kama.
Ka kori dwa mako gima ni pe. Our chicken coop foundation is taking shape. It is quite satisfying watching it come up brick by brick. I am an outdoor person and this is my area of interest. I love building. I love anything done by hand. The two courses that we were building for the foundation are ready. We are going to fill up the structure with soil. And using a stamp, we are going to compact the soil until it is really hard. I really wished we would have finished this today. Unfortunately, we have to give the walls time to dry before we can pour the concrete on it. If we do it now before the walls are dry, I'm told we are going to lose the shape of the structure. So we're just gonna stamp the soil, add a little water, stamp again until it is very firm, and then we will leave it overnight. When we come back tomorrow, we are going to pour the concrete over it. The concrete will take about 3 days to dry up, so we will give it 3 days and then we will build the rest of the structure, which we are going to use timber. It is day 2 of working on the foundation and we are today pouring the concrete over the compacted soil. Sorry, I didn't mention that we laid polythene over the compacted soil so that the water doesn't seep to the surface of the foundation. I came in a little late today. They're on the last leg of the job. It's just this tiny corner here that is left, and we call it a day. So we will leave it to dry, and when we come back on Monday, we are going to build the rest of the structure. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next